I act from decision, not from feeling I move, because I chose this path, not because it's easy, but because it's mine. Do you understand what that does? It hardens your will. It trains your subconscious to believe that your word is law, that your actions are not suggestions, they are commands. This is where the edge is formed, because now you don't need emotion to move. You don't need motivation. You move because the bridge is gone. You move because the man you used to be has no shelter left. You move because the only direction is forward. Thomas Edison didn't hope for a breakthrough. He decided there would be one. And he worked like a man with no alternative. 1,000 failures. And not once did he consider going back. Why? Because he had no bridge to. Return to you must adopt the same mindset. Burn the plan. Eliminate the WH if live as if this is the only shot, because it is. The clock doesn't pause. The world doesn't wait. And neither should you. You have been dancing with discipline long enough. You've flirted with greatness long enough. Now is the time to marry the mission fully, finally, without hesitation. Because once the bridge is gone and the fire rises behind you, there is no turning back. Only forward, only execution, only evolution. Let that be the point of no return. Let that be the day everything changed. Let that be today. No man rises alone. No man becomes powerful by staying in isolation, while discipline is forged in solitude. Acceleration is born in alignment. There is a force more powerful than willpower, more potent than skill or ambition. It is the power of the mastermind, and it begins with this truth. You become like the minds you consistently align with. Your thoughts are shaped by your circle. Your energy is influenced by your environment. Your identity is forged in the company you keep. You may believe you're strong enough to carry your mission alone, but look around, truly. Look, who do you share your time with? Who do you allow to shape your vision? Who do you speak to most? Because those voices are either building you or breaking you. The mastermind is not just a group. It is a mental alliance, a convergence of aligned minds moving with a shared intention to elevate, not distract, to build, not entertain, to sharpen, not soften. You must seek this, or you must build it. That means find men who speak with clarity, who move with purpose, who understand what silence means, who don't need to be reminded of the mission, because they live it when you connect your mind to others, moving with the same fire. Something miraculous happens. You become faster, stronger, more focused. You multiply your energy. You capture timelines. You begin to unlock ideas you never would have seen on your own, because the mastermind brings perspective. This is not theory. This is the same strategy used by the greatest builders of history. Henry Ford did not build his empire in a vacuum. He surrounded himself with thinkers, engineers, and men of unshakable belief. They didn't always agree, but they aligned, they pushed, they challenged each other into higher forms of execution. Thomas Edison had a mental network of collaboration, not noise ideas passed between minds. Each one sharpened through shared obsession. Andrew Carnegie, one of the wealthiest minds ever to live, attributed his fortune not to luck, not to capital, but to the power of the mastermind, to having one goal reinforced by many minds united in purpose. Charles M. Schwab too wrote, because he sought alignment with the highest vision and made it his daily environment. The mastermind does not happen by accident. It is created carefully, deliberately. But let's be clear, not everyone around you qualifies. A mastermind does not include people who speak with doubt, people who gossip, people who chase, comfort people who mock discipline, people who wait for permission to move. You must remove them from your mental atmosphere immediately, because a single weak mind in your circle can dilute the fire you're building. Protecting your energy is not arrogance. It is strategy. If a man does not feed your vision, he bleeds it. If he does not mirror your commitment, he distracts you from it. If he cannot see the future you are building, He has no place in its foundation. Let me give you a rule. If you wouldn't trade places with their life, don't take advice from their voice. You are not obligated to carry the weight of others. Confusion. You are here to build something different, sharper, clearer, higher. So what do? You form your mastermind by choice. Start with one aligned mind, one voice that sharpens you, one man who speaks clarity over chaos, then another and another, until your circle becomes a system, a structure, a support. So tight, so aligned that failure becomes difficult. Meet weekly, speak with purpose, share goals, hold each other to higher standards, eliminate the soft language. Maybe someday I'll try, replace it with declarations, with accountability, with fire. And if you cannot find this circle yet, be the standard, speak with authority, move with conviction. Others will feel it, and they will rise to meet you or fall away. Do not chase approval. Do not try to convert those who are committed to drifting. Just build, just move, just live, aligned. And those meant to walk with you will appear. This is not about community for the sake of comfort. It is about alignment for the sake of power. Because when a mind is sharp as yours, joins with another of equal fire, the laws of success begin to bend. The path gets clearer. The results get faster. The noise gets quieter. This is the hidden power of the mastermind. The power to multiply your mission. So make your decision. Now, who do I need to align with? Who do I need to release? And who do I need to become? To attract the minds I want around me, then begin one aligned conversation can change your life, and one weak one can steal it. Choose wisely before the action, before the money, before the momentum, and there must be belief, because no man ever accomplished anything of greatness without first seeing it in his mind. You must believe long before the world gives you permission, long before the world applauds, long before the evidence shows up. That is the true test. Can you act as if it's already real while it's still invisible? This is what separates the few who rise from the many who quit. Understand this. Faith is not a luxury. It's not an optional mindset reserved for the optimistic. Faith is a requirement. The foundation. The beginning of all transformation. You may think you need clarity to begin. You don't. You may think you need resources, motivation, support. You don't. What you need, which is a decision backed by belief. The kind of belief that is felt in your chest, that moves your feet, that speaks louder than doubt, even when your voice shakes. Abraham Lincoln did not know how the war would end. He didn't have certainty in strategy, but he had faith in principle. Faith that freedom must win even if the road cost everything. Henry Ford had no map, no market, no approval, but he believed so deeply in his vision that the world eventually bent to his certainty. Rockefeller built empires before the infrastructure even existed. Why? Because in his mind, it was already done. Edison, Carnegie, Schwab, none of them waited for evidence before they believed they created the evidence by acting in advance of it. That is what faith does. It precedes the results, but fear does the opposite. Fear says, I'll wait until I see proof. Faith says, I'll move and then make the proof appear. Which voice do you obey? Fear. Waits fear. Scrolls. Fear calculates every risk and forgets every reward. Faith builds. Faith acts. Faith believes and moves in any way. And if you think this is just positive thinking, you misunderstand the laws that govern your mind. Your subconscious does not respond to what is true. It responds to what is repeated, what is felt, what is believed. If you repeat fear, your life becomes a pattern of protection. If you repeat belief, your life becomes a pattern of creation. That is why auto-suggestion is so vital. Why you don't just hear the words. You speak them, you feel them, You emotionalize them into your subconscious until they become your identity. You don't just say, "I believe you." You say, "I act with faith. I do not wait to feel ready. I know who I am becoming, and I move accordingly." This is how belief is installed every day. You speak the vision. Every day you move like it's done. Every day you refuse to let fear direct your decisions. That's the part most men miss. They think belief is just mindset, but belief is also motion. If you want to believe, act like you believe, because action reinforces belief. Each time you follow through without evidence, each time you show up when it's hard, each time you keep your word in private, you build a new identity. An identity that says, "I don't need proof. I am the proof. Let me give you law." Belief precedes performance. You will never outperform the image you hold of yourself. So the question is not, can I do it? The question is, what am I rehearsing? What am I telling myself daily in silence? What identity am I speaking into existence or avoiding out of fear? Because the world doesn't respond to potential. It responds to certainty. Certainty in your voice. Certainty in your movement. Certainty in your presence. You cannot fake that. It must be forged, and you forge it through daily rehearsal. Through repetition of belief in the ABS nths of proof. Every morning, speak your vision. Every evening, reflect on your actions every hour. Refuse to betray the man you said you're becoming. And watch what happens. The fear doesn't vanish, but your faith gets louder. The doubt doesn't disappear, but your decisions override it until eventually your belief becomes undeniable. And so do you. This is not mysticism. This is not fantasy. This is the reality of how every empire begins with an invisible vision. Believed in, so deeply repeated, so often acted on so boldly that the world has no choice but to see it too. So choose your belief. Now, choose what you'll repeat, because you're always programming your mind. The only question